makes you think she's a witch?
Well, she turned me into a newt.
A newt?
I got better.
Newts are incredible animals. These specific salamanders I've touched upon in my previous video, but now we'll take a look at more precise facts and trivia about these little, semi-aquatic critters. Sitting comfortably in the suborder Salamandridae in order Urodela, the only extant one in family Quadrata, tailed amphibians, which separate them from Thai amphibians like frogs, toads etc. They are of course, amphibians and as such, are fatefully tied to the presence and source of water. Unlike other members of the family Salamandridae, including the iconic spotted salamander, also known as fire salamander, who is notoriously bad swimmer and actually known to drown if not provided with a firm escape point from water to the solid ground, newts are semi-aquatic, alternating between aquatic and terrestrial habitats and thriving in both. I feel a bit bad for the spotted salamander, which is the only native salamander species to Poland, for being an animal of family that needs presence of water to survive, but simultaneously is as prone to drowning as an average rock, but it is what it is. Newts, though, have no such issue, and in water, they can feel like a fish in the water, and nothing illustrates this better than male newts in their full-blown bachelor attire. The breeding plumage of these semi-aquatic salamanders include the fellas growing a huge, seal-like fin growing from their backs, all the way to the tip of their tail, making them especially phenomenal swimmers. Nothing screams "yo, I'm a aquatic boy" like huge-ass fin. Even females, who do not grow any fin-like back sails at all, are good swimmers and are often, though not as often as their male counterparts, seen swimming around, and unlike the poor spotted salamander, who looks almost exactly likewise, but is an amphibian that doesn't know how to amphibian, they do not restrict their water activity to bathing in shallow streams and laying eggs. Like salamanders and frogs, newts also go through metamorphosis, although unlike salamanders and frogs, newts have it kind of in reverse. Yeah, they hatch in the water, their tadpoles live in the water, but then, they turn into juveniles, commonly called efts, and actually emerge for land for most time, only returning to their semi-aquatic tendencies upon reaching maturity. I want to correct my mistake from previous video right now, as both true salamanders and newts do not have proper inner gills. All gill material atrophies with age, as they reach more terrestrial way of life, and likewise, they do not return for newts either, despite their return to the water stage. Inner gills only exist in the ambistoma's neotenic state, enabling them to breathe, even if they lose external gills due to damage or infection. But arguably, they don't need gills at all. Their thin, permeable skin allows them to absorb not only moisture, but also oxygen from the water, enabling them some restricted access to oxygen, while in the water. They can also hold their breath for quite some time, and when they need to let go and replenish the oxygen, as we all do, they just resurface their little snouts and gasp for some atmospheric air, then diving again to keep swimming. I'd argue that newts are even more aquatically adapted than most other amphibians, maybe with exception of some fully aquatic salamanders and frogs. They even have a lateral line, much like fish do, and they can sense smallest vibrations of water with their bodies that way. Hence, they don't even need to see the predator coming. It's enough that it stirs the water a bit, they already know when and where to escape. Just like axolotls and true salamanders, the newts also can regenerate their body parts, including limbs, broken bones, even jaw, eyes and heart. They're only second to the axolotls, which can even go as far as regenerate their brain, upon damage. And when you're second only to being that can grow its literal brain back, it says something. But of course, all these cool skills come at a cost. As amphibians, newts have highly sensitive, blood vessel-rich and thin, delicate skin that is needed to absorb water, oxygen and minerals from the surrounding. But that delicate, permeable skin also does not have a filter built in. Just as they absorb useful things, they can also absorb all pollution, chemicals, poisonous and suffocating gases and all that stuff. That's why pollution and environmental changes are highly detrimental to all amphibians, including newts and other salamanders. If their skin absorbs something that shouldn't come into contact with their blood, it will get into their blood, and this can be as insignificant as lemon juice, which is toxic to all amphibians. Amphibian skin must be kept moist at all times, so drying out of the water sources can also turn fatal, in cases when the newt cannot find an alternate source of water or moisture. For how versatile and awesome they are with their super healing skills, they are also very prone to damage. Hence, they play a keystone species role, as dying out of amphibians serves as first indication that something in our environment turns very wrong. This in turn had led to many newts' population decline. Although some species, such as the rough-skin newt and eastern newt in North America, or the smooth newt in Europe, are still relatively common, populations of newts throughout their distribution range suffer from habitat loss, fragmentation, and pollution. For example, here in Poland, all native newts are strictly protected and forbidden from being caught, kept as pets, or even touched. Sure, you can keep newts as pets legally here, but it cannot be any native species, nor anyone caught in the wild. For spiritual meaning on newts and other salamandridate types, feel free to watch my previous video. But a fun thing I wanted to share is, newts is folklore. Most folklore and fairy tale enthusiasts would surely recognize how witches in children's tales used to supposedly use newts and salamanders' body parts to throw in their magical cauldron in order to cast spells. As gross as it is, this was a common folklore running gag among our grandmothers telling their grandchildren their favorite scary fairy tales. Unlike their more terrestrial cousins, salamanders, they weren't particularly tied to the theme of fire and being reborn in it. Good thing no one burned these beings alive to test the theory, or not that I know of, although in some species, the line between salamander and a newt may be a bit blurred, leading to the association with fire as well. Some Celtic and Gaelic tradition, like the Irish pagans, considered the newt as a steed of a fairy folk, and since the fairies weren't seen in all that good light, it's not a stretch to say that newts weren't looked at fondly either, mostly seen as helpers of malevolent spirits, or even parasites, despite the real-life newts never exhibiting any parasitic behavior. Some old Celts even believed that newts can sneak up on sleeping person and somehow slip into their throat, and then somehow sustain the gastric acids in their stomach and live there, parasitizing the host, like a lizard-shaped tapeworm. Yeah. Don't ask me how such thing would be possible. I don't drink and I don't believe one could comprehend such imagination jump while sober lol. Additionally, in some shamanic circles, newts, just like other salamandrids, can symbolize potent healing, rejuvenation, regeneration and new beginnings, based at how they can incredibly regenerate their lost limbs and even inner organs. Their association with water also gives them the link to the underworld and to the vast and unexplored world of the subconsciousness. Also, supposedly, the Monty Python classic flick suggests jokingly that witches can have the ability to transmute a person into a newt, though it's done mostly for a fun gag. It has some folkloric basis. Newts are amphibians, and we've heard tons of stories about witches transforming people into frogs and toads. Seems like the people of old times really didn't like these lovely critters. Okay then, I don't really know what else to say, so let's wrap up this video for today. I hope you enjoyed it, have a good one and stay safe out there.